It's the hoax that birthed an Alaska town.
Yeah, this week in Storytime with Aunt Phil, author Laurel Downingbill tells us how Valdez got its start after some not-so-honest folks looked to cash in on the gold rush. It's the late 1800s and news of gold being found in the Klondike spreads to the lower 48. Brave souls leave their homes, even their families, head to Alaska in search of gold and hopefully striking it rich. And Laurel, that is where this story begins.
Well, most of those prospectors took steamships to Skagway and then crossed over a mostly Canadian route that went over the Chilkoot Pass into the Klondike goldfields. But some people were not happy about using this mostly foreign-controlled transportation corridor and called for an all-American route. In 1897, newspaper headlines rang out, "Gold in Alaska! Valdez Trail is the best trail." However, the reported pre-existing trail was actually a glacier that was twice as long and steep as reported.
Well, I would not be pleased, Laurel. After coming all this way, my dreams of gold shattered. That being the case, once some of these folks learned it was just a hoax, they decided just, hey, we might as well stay?
Well, actually, several thousand stampeders did make it over that glacier, and some as many as 20 times to haul all their stuff down to the Copper River area, and they started mining and settled the community called Copper Center. But yes, many did stay in Valdez.
This would more or less be the start of the town of Valdez as we know it?
A tent city did spring up at the head of the bay. Then Valdez became a supply center for all the gold rush communities. And then in 1898, U.S. Army Lieutenant W.R. Abercrombie's men started clearing a path through the Keystone Canyon and over Thompson Pass. Then the next spring, the U.S. Army approved that trail as their new route to get into the interior and Eagle, where they then also set up a fort that would support improvements to that trail and also provide a little bit of law and order for all the stampeders who were heading north.
And that would be Fort Liscum?
Yes, the fort was built about 3 miles up from Valdez Bay, and the fort housed about 172 soldiers, but it did close in 1923.
But it's at about that time Valdez starts to grow because of its important location there on the water.
The Keystone Canyon Trail became the Richardson Highway in 1919. And Valdez then really began growing in importance, and it became the major port for all the traffic going into and out of the interior. Of course, today we know Valdez, which had to move about 4 miles after the great earthquake of 1964, as the marine terminus for the Trans-Alaska Oil Pipeline, and also as one of the most snowiest places in the world, as it averages about 330 inches of snow annually.
I hear there's good skiing in Valdez, and you could see those images of the horses climbing down the mountain. So much snow.
What they went through to get to that gold or to not get to that gold.
Sure.
Having to go over a glacier.
Wow.